Good morning, internet. It is Christmas Eve, but if we're going by Vlogmas calendars, it's my day 10 and the last Vlogmas I'm gonna do. I've never done this before, like I said, so I enjoyed Vlogmas. I hope that if you've been watching, you have too. First, I wanted to talk about this ridiculously cute mug. I've talked before about my animals quite a lot. Obviously everyone knows, or I guess a lot of people know, that I put my dog down, but I also became a cat lady last year, and I am leaning into this super hard. This is a mug that my boss at work got me. I just felt very seen and loved. And yeah, I'm using that today finally. I got it last week, but I'm super excited about that. I say I'm super excited about a lot of things. I am. I'm feeling really optimistic and good. I'm just trying to like lean into the past couple years have been really rough for my family in terms of like loss and like trying to create new traditions for our kids. And you know, last year my husband was in and out of the hospital all month of December, including like I had to take him into the hospital on Christmas Day. So we're just, yeah, I'm trying to like just be gentle and look forward to the season with my kids and building new memories. So okay, so today's Christmas Eve. It's the last day of work for me. Well, you know, until I'm not taking any time off on the holidays, but I wanted to give a few updates on some of the things that I've been talking about on here, as well as talk about some of my yarn shopping in Ireland. I am happy to report that the socks of doom, the worst socks ever, whatever I'm calling them, are done. They are washed and they're still a little damp. It was not blocking them, but just like having them, you know, when you knit socks, they always like knit up weird, especially with this banana sock pattern that I was doing. It was curving. So I washed them and laid them, or I washed them and laid them flat. Like I got the moisture out. They're still a tiny bit damp. I'm going to probably put them in a different spot in the house to dry out for a little bit. That was a nightmare of a project just because of my mismeasurement and having to rip back and things like that. So I'm happy to see that one go. I also was blocking. I steam blocked this bad boy. It's a pretty big shot. I don't know, let's try it on. This is for my mother-in-law. This is the float pattern by Dawn Barker Designs, and it's made with Feisty Fibres. Hi, baby. It's made with Feisty Fibres, classic socks, assigned pooling in the color Dahlia. It's a fingering weight, 25% superwash merino, 75% nylon. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy. I ended up making it smaller than I anticipated, or I guess the pattern calls for. I bought 3 skeins. I ended up using like about, I think 1 3/4, but I'm really happy with that. And especially after I washed it, I laid it out to dry to block, and then I spent some time steam blocking it, and the steam blocking it was really great in terms of like it expanded the pattern. Sorry, it expanded the item quite a lot. Like it did help the shawl grow, which the pattern says to like really aggressively block. So okay, we're gonna try to steam this. So this is the float shawl I made for my mother-in-law. This is an assigned pooling pattern from Dawn Barker Designs. I did make a few modifications. I didn't make it quite as long as she said, and I also in knitting the 2x2 ribbing, it called for the florets again, and I chose to omit them and just knit it as it was, or as the yarn came along. So I've already washed, and I've already washed this, and so now I'm going to attempt to steam block and just help the stitches open up a little bit more. I mean, it's already doing pretty well, but especially with this angled edge, I want to make sure that it's like laying really nicely. And this is the Feisty Fibres classic socks yarn in Dahlia. So it's a 75/25 merino superwash base with nylon. Really incredibly beautiful yarn. The color's not showing up here, but like this green has such depth to it. I'm really happy with how this turned out.
That one needs like 2 ends woven in, a tag attached. These both need to be packaged up for Christmas tomorrow, but I'm excited. I know I keep saying that. I'm very satisfied with those projects, especially having my knits, my Christmas knitting done a few days early. That was a win for me because that's not typically something I do. I'm really a last minute person. So I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be inserting some footage in here, but the last leg of our trip when we went away was to go to Ireland. So my family and I flew from Edinburgh on like a little tiny bearskin airline style prop plane from Aer Lingus. So if you know, you know. We flew to Dublin and then rented a car and drove to my sister's house. My sister, like the drive took about 4 hours. My sister lives about 3.5, 4 hours away south from Dublin. And we had the most incredible time. It was so healing for me. My niece and my nephew and my kids are really close. Like they're very close in age. My sisters and I were pregnant together. My sister used to live like right down the street, not right down the street, like 500 meters away. It felt like a 5-minute drive. And then my parents lived right around the corner as well. So in the last couple of years, a lot of things changed. She lives in Ireland. Hi. What? What's the matter? What? Do you want to say hi? Can you say Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. This is Woody. Hi. You're so handsome. Yeah, you're smiling, aren't you? Are you my purr monster? Sorry. Anyways, so they've lived in Ireland for the last couple of years. I haven't seen my brother-in-law in a few years, so it was really, really nice to be there and spend time. And my sister is so fantastic at Christmas and so like dialed in when it comes to being like a mom and an auntie. So that leg of the trip really, for me, what I wanted out of it was I just wanted to soak up watching my babies and my other babies be together. That was really, really, really restorative for me and really good medicine. And just, you know, watching them build those bonds with their cousins, especially since we live so far away, was great. And, you know, Ireland is actual magic. So we got to take them to run through castles and graveyards and friaries, and just watching them be kids and build these, you know, continue to build these relationships was, oh, I'm gonna cry. Like it just made me so happy. However, my sister, so her house is about 20 minutes outside of Killarney and about an hour to an hour 15 away from Cork. And so who has a shop in Cork? Hedgehog Fibres does. The second to last day we were there, I got up early and I drove to Cork and just had like a little road trip by myself. I love driving in Ireland. Like I love driving on the other side of the road. I love driving through the country on these like winding roads. I had an absolute blast. So I went to the Hedgehog Fibres studio for when it opened. The people who work there are so freaking nice. I got so much beautiful footage. They were so friendly. They were so accommodating. We were just having a great old chat. And yeah, so I picked up 2 of these Lucky Dip mystery packs. They may have let me make my own. So I got 2 of these. What are they? I've got a mohair and kid silk, and then a sock yarn and a merino DK. These don't have color names. They're technically like not mist dyes, like seconds, I guess. So anyways, and this is the second one. It is, I got the alpaca boucle, the merino DK and another sock yarn. The colors aren't showing up very well because I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know, I just like keeping it like that. Anyways, so I'll insert some footage here. I did also go to another yarn store that I didn't purchase anything from, but it was fun to just like walk around this huge craft store in the middle of downtown Cork. I parked on this like incredibly steep hill, had, you know, like I just had a really fun time. Spending time by myself. I know that sounds weird, but you know, 10 days of traveling together, it was nice to just have some time by myself one-on-one and not having anyone rushing me or like, well, when are we leaving? Right? So yeah, I thought I'd insert that, and if anyone enjoys it. And so I think that's going to be probably my last video of 2025. I started my channel this year. I wanted to take a moment to thank all the people that helped me along the way. Allie Makes Everything, Knitted by Whitney. Elizabeth is Knitting. There's so many incredible makers and creators who are so generous with their time and encouragement and love and support and inspiration. I feel like I have found myself in this like really fun community this year, which, you know, I needed. It was really, really restorative and fulfilling. I'm just really grateful, and I hope that if you've enjoyed this video, that you are, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. I hope that you have a great holiday season. It's hard for some people. It was hard for me for a long time. It still is hard and complicated, and it's not always a happy occasion, but I hope that wherever you are, whatever season of life you're in or whatever situation you find you're in, you are able to find a bit of rest and peace and joy and, you know, softness and kindness and gentleness. And I hope you are able to get whatever you need this season. Yeah, it's been kind of a nutty year. I might still film a wrap-up video for this year. I haven't decided yet, but regardless, I just want to leave this with gratitude and love from my heart to everyone else on the internet. It's weird. It's still always a trip to me, like finding this like weird little corner of the internet that I've connected with. And like I said, I am grateful to be able to show up as myself. And hold on, I have to sneeze. I'm a really obnoxious sneezer, so trust me, we all benefit from me not having that on film. Although I do love to film, you know, for anyone who's seen my video of me falling off the stool. I fell last week in a parking lot too. I have like a skin knee and everything. But yeah, I'm just really appreciative. And I hope that comes across in this video. It's hard when it's not scripted and I'm not really editing, and there's lots of ums and pauses and, you know, like a lot of things that I would like to edit out, and I'm learning to like release the control a little bit and just go with it. But yeah, I am super, super appreciative, and I am full of gratitude. I would love to hear your wins. What is a win? What is one thing that you're taking away this year? Or what's something you're leaving in 2025? I don't know. Comment below. Obviously I have to shamelessly plug, comment, subscribe, follow, like, share, you know, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your mailman. I heard yesterday that I think it was aka Nora Knits was talking about like knitting is coming it back, like 2026 is gonna be the year of the knitter. So like encourage your friends, bring them along, teach them how to knit. Yeah, stay safe. I love you. I really do appreciate you, and happy knitting.